with Elad Benjamin. He's gonna cross many miles all over the planet. You're gonna tell us a little bit more. So what competition are you gonna do?
Well, the race is called Arch to Arc. It starts at the Marble Arch in London, and you run to Dover, which is about 140 kilometers, and then you swim across the English Channel, which is about 35 kilometers, and then you cycle to Paris, which is about 290 kilometers. So all in all, a long trip, and you end at the Arc de Triomphe in Paris, so that's the name, Arch to Arc.
So it's like a big holiday.
Exactly, exactly, one long holiday.
So to understand better, it's 140 kilometers of run. It's like 3 marathons. Even more.
Yeah, 3.5.
3.5. Okay, and afterwards you have to jump to the tunnel, 35K.
Yeah.
In freezing water.
Yeah. The water is about 17 degrees Celsius.
Okay, and afterwards just to bike,
Exactly.
a long bike. So people tell you you're crazy, right?
Some, yes, many actually.
Many.
Yes.
Each week or each day?
No, I get a few times a week. People that already know me have stopped saying it, but I meet new people, and so yeah.
So they're telling you you're crazy. And the big question, why? Why do people?
Well, I think lots of people push themselves in different directions, and I, quite a few years ago, started to push myself in the direction of long-distance sports. Adventure races, ultra running, ultra cycling, and this was always out there. This has been on my list for about 8-9 years now. And it took me a long time to get the courage to sign up. I finally did it. I decided for my 40th birthday it'd be a good challenge to have. I'm not sure if I regret it or not now, but I hope it will be okay.
And some people, I know you, and I know you're great. The head is in the.
I look normal.
Play. You look normal.
Exactly. Everything looks normal. Yes.
You have an amazing wife, and kids. And how do you manage all together? It's all day training.
Yeah, it's.
And you work also.
I work. Yeah. So, well, training during the week is just very early, from 5 to 7, 5 to 8. So I try to have it be as little as possible at the expense of the family. But weekends are long training sessions, and I'm very, very lucky to have a wife and a partner that allows me to train, and kids that understand. And when I come home after 5-6 hours, they say, well, how much did you do today? And if I give a number that's not big enough, they say, that's not enough. You're not going to get through the race that way. So they understand, and it does take a toll on the family, but so far we've all been able to work it out.
So races before and Ironman that you did before, they saw all the way, they've been with you in the competition, your family?
Well, they don't come with me to most races. I find that, for someone to drag 3 kids around for 16 hours just to wait for me to go by and say hi, I'm not sure it's a fair, division of responsibilities. But they've been to a few, and they're very aware of what happens at home. They know. I think my oldest is 13, and he knows more about running and nutrition than many others, because he's there and he sees me, and so I hope that's good. We'll see what comes.
Is he an athlete? You're older?
Yeah, but he does more kind of athletics, capoeira, and more martial arts. Not long distance stuff, but we'll see. We ran a 10K together last year.
Wow.
Yeah,
amazing.
and he enjoyed it. So.
I think it's the best thing for kids to see their parents doing sports. Or is swimming as well.
Yeah, or swims. And last few years she's moved to Pilates and Tai Chi. And
running? No.
No, not so much.
So let's talk about, you finished the run. The run, you're going to finish they say no problem, but it's still 140 kilometers. 15 years ago when I ran my marathon, not so many people did the marathon running. Now it's like walk in the park. But let's talk about the swimming. One of the training we did in 17 degrees with no suit. It was snowing out there. Not that it snows in Israel, but you were freezing all day.
I was. About a year and a half ago, the longest I ever swam was 3.8 kilometers for an Ironman. So I've come a long way in a year and a half, and much thanks.
10 times.
Yeah. Much thanks to you and Olam Hamayim and all the training. So, and in the winter I tried to swim without a suit as much as possible, and one of those mornings was 3-4 degrees outside, and it took me really a couple hours just to relax and calm down.
Remember, I shake your hand and you were like this after a half an hour shower.
Yeah. That was a cold day.
It's going to be 17 degrees, you know.
It's going to be 17 degrees. I do have a wetsuit on though, so that will make it much easier than swimming without.
But you're going to be like 16% of the power on your body because of the run.
Yeah, so I don't have that much time. I have about 12 hours between the end of the run and the beginning of the swim.
So what are you doing these 12 hours?
Eat as much as I can and rest as much as I can. So those are basically the only two things that I need to worry about. Food and rest, and I hope I'll be able to get as much in as possible. I have a crew that's coming with me, 2 people, and hopefully they'll help arrange everything so that I can focus on what I need to do.
Can you sleep when you're in a competition like this? It's not a competition, but it's a challenge.
I think the head's going to be working a lot, but given what I have to do, I don't think I'll have problems falling asleep. I mean, it'll be, the run will be about between 20 and 23 hours. So I think, you finish a run like that, you eat something, I don't think you have a problem falling asleep.
Again, 20, how much hours the run?
Between 20 and 23, somewhere around there.
It's hard for me to be awake 24 hours.
Exactly.
You're gonna run?
Yeah.
Night and day?
Yeah.
And how's the temperature for running?
Actually pretty good. It's around 15 degrees. So if it doesn't rain or have extreme weather, it should be very good temperature for
Are you ready for everything?
I hope so. I haven't done very, very long distances, especially since the last few months of training have been in the Israeli summer, which is very, very hard to train in, especially after the sun comes out in full force. So, but I feel good. I feel healthy. I hope I come prepared.
So 1 year ago, you told me that you're gonna do the competition, and you did 19 minutes in 1,000 meters.
Yes.
And you swam. I hope we're gonna see the video how you swam. And you told me in 19 minutes I wanna swim faster and long distances. Of course, we worked on a couple of West techniques to be able to swim long distances. And now you swim
all out, probably low 15. So really improved.
I think even faster.
And
like I saw you today.
But it's not just the short fast one. It's a few months ago we swam across the Sea of Galilee lengthwise. It was 21 kilometers. And even though it was long and I was tired at the end, I got out and I was fine. Which a year ago was I wouldn't have thought was possible. And then afterwards we did 7 hours in the pool here, which was also a little bit crazy.
That's more boring.
Yeah, it is more boring. But I came out of the pool after 7 hours and I was okay, and I didn't feel any pain, any fatigue. So the technique has not just been about getting faster, but I think I've gotten a lot more efficient and a lot more relaxed. And very good.
Because of you, 19 more people swam the Sea of Galilee, the 21K. We just wanted to train you.
I know.
I find myself swimming 21. No, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Great people. So what are you gonna eat in the run, and what are you gonna eat in the swimming?
So because this is a long event, I'm going to try and eat as much real food as possible, and as little gels and processed food. So
But you're vegan?
I am vegan.
So is it possible?
Well, lots of pasta, beans, a lot of bread, jams, fruit, vegetables.
Little chicken?
Probably not. Even if I wasn't vegan,
It's not possible.
I've never eaten meat on a run, even though I've seen people do it. So the run, I'll try to eat as much kind of real food as possible, and then the swim will be a combination of energy drink once an hour, and I'll have a few different things, and I'll ask the crew to kind of mix it up a little, maybe a bar or a piece of melon or some gel, or just to get different flavors into my mouth, because after a while you don't really want to eat anything. And your mouth is full of salt, and so if you have different tastes, it helps.
And chocolate. Chocolate helps the salt after 10 hours.
Yeah, it does. I'm afraid of the spikes that
Yeah.
chocolate brings, but we'll see how I feel. So
A little bit. And what about small fish or big fish?
yeah, we'll see.
Are you afraid?
Well, there's no sharks in the channel, which is great, but there's a lot of jellyfish, supposedly. But I'm with a suit, so should be okay. Unless one kind of decides to camp on my face or something. But other than that, I'm okay.
Don't forget to catch the jellyfish like
Exactly.
catching water. And so the swimming, how many people succeeded in the swimming in this competition?
So this event has been around for 12, 13 years now, and each year there's about between 15 and 20 people that try, and so far in those 12 years about 17 or 18 have succeeded total.
So it's 1 or 2 each year.
1 or 2 a year, yeah.
Statistics is not so good.
No, statistics are not in my favor.
They train 10 years.
And some of the folks who everybody comes well prepared. Yeah, so most people have a difficult time on the swim. So
Some people stop in the run, or
some have. There's been a few that have had severe cramps or pain or vomiting, and so some have stopped on the run. But most have stopped on the swim for a variety of reasons. Sometimes it's conditions of the sea.
the current is crazy in the La Manche.
It's a very strong current. In the beginning, it goes north-south, and it switches in the middle. So it actually favors those who swim faster. The faster you swim, the less distance you swim, which is kind of cruel when you think about it. So the slower you swim, the more you get taken north or south, and the longer the distance becomes. And then it's the job of the skipper of the boat to figure out how to navigate to get you to the right spot. Yeah, so
You're
strong.
counting on the skipper.
Yeah, he's been doing this for many years now, Michael Oram, and yeah,
And I heard he's looking at someone and he's telling him, you 40%.
Yeah, well, the rumor is that he gives you an assessment before you start the swim. So he takes a look and he gives you a percentage of what he thinks your percentages are to succeed. Now the wetsuit throws him off a little. Without a wetsuit, I hear, is very accurate. The wetsuit changes things, so we'll see what he gives me, what chances I get.
But anyway, you had to gain 10 kilos. It's like 22 pounds.
Yeah.
So you have, but you look amazing.
Well, a year ago, I ran a marathon in Berlin, and I wanted to run a fast marathon, so I lost some weight, and I was 10 kilos lighter than I am now. And then for the last year, I've eaten things I haven't eaten in 10 years. Every single dessert that gets put in front of me, everything. So it's been nice.
Dream come true.
Exactly.
A dream of an athlete. You can eat whatever
Eat
you
all
like.
you want. Exactly. No, but after this, I'll kind of cut it back a little bit. But yeah, they say that the buoyancy and a little bit of extra padding helps on the swim. So
That helps a lot.
also with the
La Manche,
temperature.
yeah.
So I decided to put on a little weight. Yeah.
So now you said in your blog that the way is very important to go, the training, you love it, you love doing everything, but the most important thing for you is to succeed.
Yeah, you know, many athletes, they work very, very hard to get to a race. And then you hear many people at the starting line of a race say, you know, whatever happens, happens. I did my part. I trained well. I worked hard. If it goes well, great. If it doesn't, you know, so be it. And I always had a problem with that, with that attitude, because I mean, you know, the whole point is the race, and the whole point is to get there and not say, you know, whatever happens. Is the whole point is to meet your goal. And to succeed, you know, if you do your best and you still don't succeed, that, you know, that's fine. But to give yourself a way out before you start, I always thought that was a little problematic. So I put a little pressure on myself, but that's how I train and live.
So what happens the day after? Like, you're gonna be bored?
Yeah, you know, I promised my family a year off. So. You know, the last, literally.
But we need it. We need to train. We need to move the body.
I need to find some other thing. I was thinking, I was in the pool the other day, and I thought maybe my next challenge would be to swim 400-meter butterfly. That would be my challenge for the next year. So it's not like this big crazy thing, but it's still hard, you know. But yeah, you know, the last 10 years I've had big races every year, and I promised a year off.
But you love it.
I do like it. I do like it, and I do like challenging myself, and I also like the process. Even though, you know, what I said on my blog, you know, you can't train for these things without loving the training part. You know, to get up in the morning, to whether it's with people or whether it's by yourself. If you don't like it, then you never last. I mean, it's not going to last. So I do like it. Yeah.
So the last part is the bike.
Yes.
And you said, yeah, it's like we're gonna paddle all the way.
You know, if I get to France, that's all I want, to get to France. I hope it'll be fine. You know, it is a long bike ride. It's almost 300 kilometers, but I have time. You know, if it takes me another hour or 2 or 3, it's fine. So
can you do stretching after the swim?
Yeah. So I can take a little break after the swim, and you know, I can cycle for 2-3 hours and take a break and another 2-3 hours. So if I do get to the cycling part, I think everything will be all right. Even if I'm tired and in pain, I think I'll manage.
So a normal triathlon is 40K. You're gonna do 300.
Yeah, it's yeah. Yeah.
And you're not worried about the bike.
Well, you know, I am, but again, a normal triathlon or an Ironman, everybody's is racing. You know, you're racing against everybody else. You see their age group on their leg, and you know, if it's your age group, and this is a very different. I mean, yes, it's called a race, but you're not really racing anybody else, and so it's a very different mindset. You just got to get to the finish line, and if it takes another hour or 2, it's fine.
So it's the body, it's the mind, it's the soul, it's all together to challenge the competition.
Yeah, I mean the base is being physically prepared, obviously, otherwise you know, you can't even get there. But I think above a certain level of physical preparedness, it is all in your head. How much are you willing to push yourself? Because at a certain point, you're tired, your body hurts. You've been eating pure sugar for like 2.5 days. Your stomach isn't well, and you start asking yourself, okay, well, why? And if you don't have a really good answer to yourself, then you know, you stop. And so it's all about having that answer in your head and understanding why you're doing it and who you're doing it for, and if that's good enough, then usually you can keep going.
I loved watching you all the way. Training with you, training you in the pool, in the sea. Have a good time.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Thank you very much.
I know you're going to succeed.